up, materialistic minions? Me, Bo Shevasu, coming to you today with my missing license plate. Do you get it? I am telling you about this small little camera right here. This is a rear view reverse parking camera, and I am testing it in probably the worst possible conditions right here in Seattle, Washington. Look at, you can see all of the beaded water on there and everything. And I installed this last night in nearly the dark in about 20 minutes. Now, your installation might take a little longer because I'm gonna go through a few hints, tips, and tricks as to how I personally installed this. But so far, I'm actually gonna give you an example of what it looks like, because who knows, you may not even like the quality. So I'm going to get my keys, and there's Penny back here. Penny, can you stand behind the truck for me? All right, normally I don't ask you to do this because it's kind of dangerous, right? Okay, let's see if she behaves. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, somebody call CPS on me. Okay, all right, here we go. So this is what it looks like up here. It's mounted right next to, my little thing where I put my cell phone. And the cable is going down into, and I'm just kind of hiding it temporarily in my glove box, and then it's plugged in right here, which it is handy to have the little additional USB port, which is kind of nice, so I can continue to charge my cell phone. So anyway, there is a huge bundle of cables stuck in my glove box, and so they definitely give you quite a bit. So here we go. We're gonna go ahead and put this in, and we're gonna put this there, not turn it on all the way, but we're gonna make sure the parking brake is on. There we go, so it doesn't in fact roll back when we test this, and we're gonna put it into reverse. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, reverse, and small little delay, and there it is. So that's what the quality looks like. It's pretty good during the day. At night, it gets pretty sketchy. Obviously, because it's low light, and unless you have a $2,000 Sony camera, you're not paying for low light right here. But anyway, what the low light looks like, I'm going to show you right here. And this is the night test. It's kind of a funky angle, but I just wanted to give you a real world example of how it sort of would look like. I'm going to walk back there right now. That's what it looks like. It's about this size, so when I'm driving along and you glance over there, you can see it does not really impede your view. So I like that, the fact that it's not big enough. And it sticks right onto your windshield like that, or I guess you could stick it down here with all your other junk in your car or something like that. All right, now we are going to go behind and actually show you the installation process of how I put this together. And so this is completely wireless. So the only wiring right here is wired right into here, and then the wireless signal goes all the way back here to a little transmitter. And the transmitter is actually hidden under, so if I were to get underneath here, there's like a little shelf right immediately behind my license plate. And it's dry, it's flat. I just cleaned it off a little bit and I put the transmitter on there. The transmitter is about the size of, I would say, an iPhone 6S, and it just sticks right there. At which point, this little cable, you can kind of see the cable back here, goes back to that transmitter. And then another little cable peels off of that, kind of like a Y. And you're like, well, Bo, how does this actually engage with the reverse lights? Because as you remember, it's in reverse right there, and Penny hopefully doesn't disengage the parking brake, running me over. Thank you, Penny, for not killing me. Okay, back to this. So the reverse lights are on right now, and which triggers the camera to turn on. So how am I connecting it to that? Now, the instructions recommend that you take the wire and you run it up here, you pop this thing off, or you can access it, typically if you have a truck, you can access it right back there. But I just avoided grafting it into that wire completely because I have a, note right here, a trailer hitch and the ability to hook up trailer lights. So pardon me if it's a little bit of a mess. I actually covered it with tape to keep it dry as the silicone is drying. But there's a little plug right here that you plug your trailer lights into. And all you need to do is Google, trailer light diagram, and you will find your diagram with the brake lights, turn signals, and your reverse lights. So there's a little plug that activates your reverse lights. So I avoided taking my camera and putting it into here, and I just ran the cable down. You can actually see the little cable right here, and the cable is going down, and one end is sticking into the reverse light, and then the other end is sticking into the ground. And I popped some silicone in there to make sure it's all weather resistant, weatherproof, and it's gonna stay put. And then I wrapped some tape around it because of course it's wet right now and I want it to dry. So in about a few days, to really make sure it's cured, I'm gonna unwrap this whole thing, maybe put some electrical tape just to ensure that it does not go anywhere. And that's it. It's probably the easiest way, I would say, to install a backup camera is to see if you have this little plug right down here. And again, if you don't know which plug is your reverse light, Google diagram reverse light on Toyota truck or van or whatever car you have. Hopefully you have that. If not, you're gonna have to actually pop this off and graft it into your reverse light. So that's it. Incredibly decent quality. I was very surprised as to how quickly it took to install this. If you were to look right there, the little backup lights, you could see the little grid on the ground, and those, for the most part are accurate. I did test it backing into a parking place, and I was a little over to the left. It seems symmetrical. It seems like right in the middle, but I was a little off for some reason. So test it to make sure it's right for your car. And lastly, one of the coolest things about this little guy is that it's so low profile. When I open up my tailgate and it comes down, it misses this by about a millimeter, and it does not actually crush this. That was one of my biggest concerns, was if I stick this on here, am I gonna have to stick it down here so it's getting in the way of my license plate? Am I have to stick it down here so that my trailer hitch gets in the way of the view? No. For my particular use on my 2004 Toyota Tundra, I just stuck it right up here, and when my tailgate comes down, it does not even touch it, which I am so pleased with that. 5 out of 5 stars, hugely, highly recommended. One of the easiest to install backup cameras I've ever had. And plus, it's safe for little kids, especially if you have bikes and stuff like that. You'll want to upgrade your car to a backup camera. And it's wireless. So that's it. My name is Bo Shevesu. Hopefully this small little talk through of how I installed it is helpful for you. I will catch you later.